Assalamu alaikum. This is first lecture of managerial economics and topic is managers, profits and markets. Today we will discuss nature and scope of managerial economics. First of all, we will discuss what is economics, managerial economics and decision problem faced by a firm. After that, we will discuss economic cost of using resources, economic profit versus accounting profit, and at the end of the lecture we will discuss maximizing the value of the firm, separation of ownership and control, and market structure. What is economics? Economics is the study of how scarce resources should be allocated. Basically, economics mean our sources are limited and our desires are unlimited. And in economics, we study how we can use our limited resources so that our results and revenues be optimized. Economics as a science of human behavior concerned with allocation of scarce resources means in such a manner that consumers can maximize their satisfaction, producers can maximize their profits, and the society can maximize its social welfare. Scarcity means limited resources and unlimited choices. So, here question arises for a producer that what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. The same problem faced by a firm. Here is some problem which a firm can face during production process, like what should be the price of the product, what should be the size of the plant to be installed, how many workers should be employed, what is the optimal level of inventories of finished products, raw material, spare parts, etc. What should be the cost structure? Here question arises that why do managers need to know economics? Economic theories contribute in building analytical models which help to recognize the structure of managerial problems. Naturally, when we study economics, we talk about concepts of economics, theories of economics, but in managerial economics means what we learned in economics and how we can use it practically, how in realistic business we faced problems in business, there is uncertainty in business, and how can a firm or a manager can tackle these problems by using tools of statistics and econometrics practically. So economic theory do enhance analytical capabilities of business analyst. So a business analyst can tackle the problems which he face in production process. Managerial economics deals with the application of the economic concepts, theories, tools, and methodologies to solve practical problems in a business, as I said in previous slide. In other words, managerial economics is a combination of economic theory and decision science. So in economic theory, we study about microeconomics and macroeconomics, and in decision science we use the tools of mathematical economics and econometrics to solve the problems of a manager or a firm. Managerial decision problem is based on economic theory and decision science. And in economic theory, we do study about microeconomics and macroeconomics. And in decision science, we use tools of mathematical economics and econometrics. So in microeconomics is also called price theory, and in microeconomics we do study about price theory, theory of consumer, theory of um, production, theory of firm behavior, theory of cost, theory of market structure, and theory of distribution. And in macroeconomics we do study about total income, total consumption, total investment, total saving, and total GDP of a country. So managerial economics is the application of economic theory and decision science, and in decision science um, a firm uh, will use the tools of mathematical economics and econometrics to solve the problem, and to solve the problems uh, of a firm, and this is the optimal solution to managerial decision problem. Managerial economics applies microeconomic theory to business problem, how to use economic analysis to make decisions to achieve firm's goal to profit maximization. As we know, a firm goal is to maximize his profit and minimize cost. In microeconomics, as I said in previous slide, that in microeconomics we will study about the behavior of an individual and a behavior of a firm, and that we study about theory of production, theory of distribution, theory of market structure, theory of cost. So, microeconomics study of behavior of individual economic events, and microeconomics meaning small, look at smaller picture of the economy and is the study of the behavior of small economic units like an individual, consumer, firm, or an industry. And in macroeconomics meaning large is that branch of economic analysis that deal with the study of aggregate, for example, general trends in national income, employment, prices, savings and investments, government's economic policies, industrial, monetary price and foreign, etc. So in microeconomics, we talk about only one individual behavior and firm behavior or an industry behavior, but in macroeconomics we will study about um, at broad sense, where we study about um, a country GDP and total income, total consumption, and we in macroeconomics we study of aggregates. Basically, economic theory based on positive economics and normative economics. In positive statements, describe what was, what is, and what would be under the given set of circumstances. For example, what is the wage rate, and what is the poverty rate of a country, what is the GDP rate of a country, and how it is determined. For example, the distribution of income is unequal. But in normative economics, describe what ought to be. Its objective is to determine the norms or aims. So, normative economics actually gives us suggestions, solutions, and for example, how can we distribute income equally among people? So, normative economics basically gives suggestions. For example, distribution of income should be equal, price should be uh, stabilized. So, economic cost of resources. Opportunity cost of using any resource is what firm owner must give up to use the resource. So basically opportunity cost is the loss of other alternative when one alternative is chosen. So opportunity cost is next best alternative foregone or sacrificed. For for example, if you go a university for admission and you have two options, one is bcom and other one is bba, and you guys will choose bba and forgone other best alternative which is bcom. That is also called an example of opportunity cost. Next is market supplied resources owned by others and hired, rented or leased. This is also the example of explicit cost. Explicit cost is out of pocket costs like wages, raw materials, rent, cost of transport. Uh, so the cost, uh, all costs which is hired, rented or leased, that is called market supply resources. Next is owner supply resources owned and used by the firm. So owned supply resources is also called implicit cost. Implicit cost on car like on home, on factory owner, that is not um, uh, charge the cost because he has own land and he has own factory. So this is called owner supply resources. Next is total economic cost. Total economic cost basically the sum of opportunity costs of both market supplied resources and owner supplied resources. Market supplied resources is also called explicit cost, and owner supplied resources is also called implicit cost. So economic cost is equal to explicit costs plus implicit costs. Explicit cost monetary payment to owners of market supply resources. Basically, explicit cost is out of pocket cost. As I said in previous slide, we pay for labor wages, we pay for rented goods, raw materials, and we also pay for leased land. So these all costs are called explicit costs. Next is implicit costs. Implicit cost is non-monetary opportunity cost of using owner supplied resources. Uh, Explicit cost basically on car, on home, on factory, and we cannot pay for uh, these costs because we cannot a manager cannot pay for own car, on land and on factory. Economic cost of using resources. So explicit cost of market supplied resources. Now monetary payments to resource owners as we discussed in previous slide, plus implicit cost of owner supply resources, the returns foregone by not taking the owner's resource to market, and which is equal to total economic cost, the total opportunity cost of both kinds of resources, market supply resources and owner supply resources. Hence, types of implicit cost. Implicit cost basically, as I said in previous slides, it is on home, on car, on factory. There is no payment for these costs because in implicit cost we talk about uh, ownership, and opportunity cost is the loss of other alternative when one alternative is chosen and next best alternative foregone. So opportunity cost of cash provided by owners, equity capital, opportunity cost of using land or capital owned by the firm, opportunity costs of owners' time spent managing or working for time. For example, a manager using own factory and car in a business, like raw material like machinery is damaging when he is using um, car and factory in business. So this is the opportunity cost of manager. As a owner spend lot of time in managing or working, but it is not included in direct payment. Next is economic profit versus accounting profit. Economic profit is equal to total revenue minus total economic cost, and economic profit is equal to total revenue, and we know that um total economic cost is also equal to explicit cost plus implicit cost. So here we put the values of the value of total economic cost, which is equal to explicit cost and implicit cost. Next is accounting profit, which is equal to total revenue minus explicit cost. So here you can see that in economic profit, which is equal to total revenue, and minus, we will also uh, do minus explicit cost and implicit cost. But in accounting profit, we only subtract explicit cost. So accounting profit doesn't subtract implicit cost from total revenue. Firm owner must cover all costs of all sources used by the firm. So firm objective is to maximize his profit and minimize his costs. Maximizing the value of the firm, value of a firm, price for which it can be sold, equal to net present value of expected future profit. Net present value formula basically used for future project. May a project accept or reject? If the value of net present value formula is positive, it will be accept. So manager decision based on net present value. Next is risk premium. Basically, risk is a situation when there are more than one possible outcome for the decision. You have taken 50-50 chances. So accounts for risk of not knowing future profit. So here, as I said, risk is a situation where are 50-50 chances, and there are more than one possible outcome for the decision. The larger the rise, the higher the risk premium and the lower the firm's value. Separation of ownership and control. Principal agent problem. First of all, principal agent problem is conflict that arises when goals of management don't match the goals of owner. Next is moral hazard. When either party to an agreement has incentive not to abide by all its provisions, and one party cannot cost effectively monitor the agreement. Price takers versus price setters. What is the difference between price takers and price setters? Price taking firms cannot set price of its product. Like in perfect competition, firms cannot set a price because their market forces, demand and supply, determine the price. And price setting firms can set price of its product because price setting firms has power, like in monopoly, firm can set price and has a degree of market power, which is ability to raise price without losing all sales. Next is, what is market? A market is any arrangement through which buyers and sellers exchange goods and services. Market reduce transaction costs. Cost of making a transaction other than the price of good or service. Market structures. In market structure we will discuss in next slide perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition and oligopoly. Market characteristics that determine the economic environment in which a firm operates. Number and size of firms in market, degree of product, differentiation, product may be same or different, likelihood of new firms entering market. In perfect competition, large number of buyers and sellers, and all firms produce homogeneous product, undifferentiated product, and no barriers to entry and exit from the market is free, and degree of perfect um, information. uh, Economic agent have knowledge about costs, prices and market conditions. And in monopoly there is only single firm. Monopoly is basically monopoly is a market situation in which only one firm presents the whole industry, and this firm has a full control on the selling and purchasing of a good. In other words, monopoly is a model of market where there is no close substitute, protected by a barrier to entry, and there is barriers created by government. uh, Exit and entry is not free. In monopolistic competition, large number of relatively small firms. So here number are large but less than perfect competition. Differentiated products. Here products are different. No barriers to entry. So here is no barrier uh, to enter or exit a firm. Next is oligopoly. Few firms produce all or most of market output. Here firms are few. Profits are interdependent. Action by any one firm will affect sales and profits of the other firms. Here are references. You can follow these books. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.